Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's yours truly, Kevin Key, and this is Keeping It Crispy. We've got an amazing show lined up for you. Stay tuned. Hey, everybody, and welcome back. Today we have my friend Art Franklin. How are you doing, man?
Doing great. This is just a treat for me to be on Keeping It Crispy, getting a chance to be on the other side of the camera with the great Kevin Key.
Well, like you said, being on the other side,
Yeah,
because you interviewed me not too long ago for a
that's
show.
right. That's right. But never at that time did I thought that I'd be over here sitting in this
Uh-huh.
place. But this is something I tell you, once I learned about all of your great work and your photography, your directing and the projects that you've been involved in, just to have this opportunity to sit here and be a part of that project. Man, I tell you, I think I've taken my life to another level now. I have. I mean, this is great stuff, Kevin.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Especially coming from you. I mean, you just got an award recently in Atlanta, over 30 years of journalism, and then being a pioneer in the field. I mean, it just opened the door for me to be able to do what I'm doing.
I tell you, when I first came to Birmingham back in 1991, as a weekend anchor, then the next year became the anchor, and then finally becoming the first African American male to anchor in prime time and television in this city. And then Birmingham News did a story. They called me a pioneer at that time because my work at WBRC at the time opened the door for all four stations in this market at the time to have a black male anchoring in prime time, and that was not happening anywhere else in this country. And to be a part of that, and to still be here after
Yeah.
all of these years,
Yeah.
still doing what I'm doing, is really a special. It's just it's God's blessings
Yeah.
on my life, and I knew that anointing was there very early on, and that He still has His hand on me. He says,
Right.
you know what, you still have some things to do.
Right.
And I did not know that those things would translate from television over into in front of the camera
Right.
and being a part of your work. So I tell you, I'm looking forward to where life is going next.
Yeah, definitely. And, with you being a respected journalist in this field, what was it like being a principal actor in the circle?
Oh man, I was nervous, right? I was worried about how it was going to turn out and if I was going to deliver the work the way that you wanted me to deliver it. And just watching your crew work that day gave me the opportunity to kind of feel more at ease just by watching the staff and everybody who was working on it. But Paul West was a character that I think that I identified with, that I knew his story because of some of the things that I had done previous here in the Birmingham area, working with a lot of young people and trying to help them find their way, and what Paul was trying to do for Eric and give him that confidence that you can make it, that you
Right.
can do it, and don't look at what someone else is doing, because he's looked in there and said, wait a minute, that's talent. I'm like, but you've got it.
Yeah.
It's a part of you, and being that guy was really special for me to try to bring Paul's character to life.
Yeah.
The way that you envision it in the first place.
Yeah. Well, guess what? We've got a treat for you. We're
What's
going to
that?
play a clip from the circle. And so now we're going to load that up for you all to check out as well.
Man, I don't know. Who am I to teach a class? I don't know anything about this stuff. I just screwed everything up and managed to dig myself out of it.
Exactly. That's the point. You made it through. There's hope with someone who's right in the thick of it. Who better than you?
Who? I don't know. I would say just about anyone else. What's going on in here?
Beating again, I can feel my heart, hope racing through my veins. Dreaming again, seeing visions of the good you have for me.
It seems like you did a great job right there.
It seems like I followed the lead. That I tried to follow the track that you guys had laid out for me to do. You look back, you're always going to say, gosh, I could have done this differently. But I think that in terms of what we were supposed to give that day, that it turned out all right.
Yeah. I couldn't help but notice that song, right? When you first heard that, how did that make you feel?
That this man is doubting himself. And if you listen to the words, I will rise, and you will see that, you can come from the ashes and then be God's perfect creature. So no matter what you think about yourself or how down you get on yourself, that things will be good. That song it resonated as we walked up. You can just hear it coming from the auditorium, and it made you feel like it's going to be okay.
Well, I'm glad you liked that song, because guess what? The actual artist is here today. So ladies and gentlemen, we have Jessica Baker coming up on the show next. But while we're waiting, we're going to give you a sneak preview of the actual song Ashes. Well, thanks, man. Thanks,
Thank you.
Art Franklin.
It's been great.
The Art Franklin, for being on Keeping It Crispy.
Man, thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing your next guest.
Tearing myself into pieces. How much can I take? Losing myself. This image fading, going up in flames. My life is burning to the ground from the fire of my mistakes. But I will rise from these ashes. I will rise from these ashes. These ashes. Beating again, I can feel my heart, hope racing through my veins. Dreaming again, seeing visions of the good you have for me.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to yours truly, Kevin Key, and this is Keeping It Crispy. We are here with Jessica Baker. Hey, how are you doing today?
I am great.
Well-
I'm thankful to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. We just got through listening to your song, the music video, the official music video, and literally you blew Art Franklin away.
Oh my gosh. I feel so honored to be sitting here with you and that you chose a song for the circle.
Well, you know what's interesting about you, Jessica? Like, you are the big voice, right? People don't even know that, and then all of a sudden you get on stage and it's just like, oh. And I remember the first time I heard your voice, you know what it was? I was on Facebook, I was researching you, for different roles, and you were singing the national anthem.
Yes.
And I said, wow, she has an amazing voice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how long have you been singing? Have you always been this talented?
I hate to sound cliche, but I have been singing my whole life. I come from a partially musical family, but I think just singing and music it brings life and hope to our lives, and that's what I like to encounter.
Yeah. Ashes, it really embodies that. I will rise from these ashes. What was the inspiration behind that song?
I think looking back on my life, just doing some self-reflecting, we all go through hard times, difficult times in life, or you could say the highs and lows of life. And I wanted a song that was inspiring to me, that I could even sing to myself, that I will rise from the ashes.
Yeah.
And so I still listen to it to this day if I'm feeling down.
Yeah.
But I think that's basically like where that came from. It's just wanting to give hope.
Right. Because, we think about, well, at least for me, rising from the ashes. I
Yeah.
think about the phoenix, how
Absolutely.
powerful that phoenix was.
Yes.
And that's what I think that's why it ties so beautifully into the circle.
Yes.
It's to talk about, hey, this is where I'm at. I'm not this, I'm not that. But in actuality, you are.
Yes.
And there's an opportunity in where you were to propel you to where you want to be.
Absolutely. And there's also a scripture about ashes in the Bible, and it is in Isaiah, I believe. And it says that God gives us beauty for ashes.
Yes.
And so that was actually kind of like a main theme in, in how I wrote it as well. And that message is clear to me, that sometimes messy things or hard things or difficult things can become beautiful in our lives. We can grow from those things. So
Yeah. And I think those lessons are not there to discourage us,
Absolutely.
but to propel us forward.
yes.
Because sometimes we get stuck in a place.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then we need that rubber band to go,
Yeah.
get out there. Come on, get out there. And speaking of getting out there, in 2017, you were on a billboard, right?
Yeah.
Let's put that on screen.
Oh gosh.
Look at
Yeah. I was actually on several billboards.
Really?
I want to say the owner had told me 60 across the
Wow.
state of Alabama. They were really promoting this food and music festival at DeSoto Cavern. So, yeah, I made a trip to go see one, and I actually climbed it. I hope I don't get in trouble for that.
Oh, wow.
I actually climbed it because I just thought it was like, wow, this is like my first billboard.
Yeah.
And so I guess I wanted to commemorate it. But yeah, thanks for sharing.
So tell me this, being a singer, when you heard your song, singer-writer, when you heard your song in that short, what did you think? How did you feel about that actor? And how the emotion came across?
I wanted to cry. I mean, there's nothing like seeing something that you've created, something from your soul. You know, it's like giving a piece of yourself to the world,
Yeah.
you know, to the public. And sometimes that can be scary, but I see, you know, being vulnerable as courageous. And so that's why it made me want to cry, to see someone else, you know, singing something that was born from, you know, something that I've walked through in my life. And to me, that's the whole point of why I do what I do. You know, it's just, we're all here, you know, things come full circle. We're all here to help each other and help one another. And so I'm just thankful that you and the crew, you know, chose it.
I know there's a lot of singers that are, you know, very discouraged because the market and the industry is, you know, it's tough.
Absolutely.
You know, what would you say to somebody that's up and coming and they want to put together an album, but they don't feel like they have the support that they want in being able to do it?
Well, I think first and foremost, we all need to look within ourselves and ask why. You know, what is the reason why, you know, you want to take a step in that direction? When you have that reason why, that is what is going to sustain you to be able to push forward when somebody says, that's trash, or when somebody says, I don't like that, you know, you'll never go anywhere. That's the drive that's going to keep you moving forward. I would get educated. You know, I'm still trying to find my way myself, you know.
Yeah.
So I would get educated and just in the arena that you want to be in and just do the research. I would say to pray about it for guidance and direction and wisdom. But yeah, I mean, when you find out the reason why you're doing something, that is what is going to give you the strength to continue to move forward.
Do you think that fear plays a part in helping you to step out to the next level?
Absolutely. I think we all deal with fear, but we can't let it have a dwelling place in our hearts and our minds when we're trying to accomplish something small or great. So I think we've all have dealt with a level of fear. It's just a matter of, you know, what you tell those thoughts or what you tell those feelings.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank
I
you,
really
Kevin.
appreciate it. Everybody, this is Jessica Baker, so stay on the lookout for a lot of her music. She's in the circle, her music's there. Billboards, she's on billboards, you know, so thank you all for tuning in. This is yours truly, Kevin Key, Keeping It Crispy, and we will be back on the next one. KeepingItCrispy.com. See you later.